What's up guys, hope you're having a great day. I'm having a pretty good day myself, and in today's video I'll be showcasing you guys 10 tips to get better at Octane. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends. It helps me out a lot. Without further ado, let's get right on into it. Tip number 1 is going to be how you can use your stim ability to its best. Now, your stim lasts for 6 seconds each time you use it, and it takes 20 health away each time you use it. Now, in earlier seasons, I would have said use this a lot, but now it takes so much damage, I wouldn't recommend constantly stimming, because you'd take so much damage. The stim also makes you go faster while walking, running, healing, and it counters stun abilities like arc stars. The best way to use it, in my opinion, is to catch up with your teammates or to push an enemy if you know they're low. This is a really good tactical, but make sure you are smart or you might die. You got that? Good. Moving on is tip number 2, which is going to be how to use your ultimate ability correctly. Now, your ultimate ability is a jump pad, which has 200 health, which means that other players or yourself have to do 200 damage to destroy it. Now, there are 2 ways you can use the jump pad. You can run onto it, which will shoot up high into the air, or you can crouch slide into it and go a little bit farther but lower to the ground. So do either one depending on the situation. Your ultimate, likewise, with your tactical, recharges fairly quickly. Your ultimate recharges every 90 seconds, and your tactical recharges every 2 seconds, which is really fast for an ability. A cool thing you can do is put your jump pad behind another jump pad and bounce on both of them and go really far, which is pretty cool, right? Tip number 3 is going to be how Octane's passive works. His passive works to where it recovers a little bit of health every 5 to 10 seconds, which is good. If you have a little bit of health gone and you don't want to waste heals, I recommend giving your Octane or asking your teammates for a gold armor, because it's an epic combo, since the healing ability with the gold armor ability makes for an epic combo wombo. Tip number 4 is going to be team compositions for Octane, which here are 2 of them. You can either partner him with Revenant and Bloodhound, or another one is also Bloodhound and Gibby. Those teammates are good fits, and if you're playing Octane, are good fits if you're playing Octane. So if you're in a Discord call with your homies and you guys want to grind ranked and you're an Octane main, then I suggest running those teams I just mentioned. Tip number 5 is not much as a tip, but a little backstory for Octane. One day, Octavio Silva was bored. In fact, he was bored most days. He entertained himself by performing death-defying stunts and hoisting whole voids of them for his fans to gawk over. So on this day, he decided to set the course record for a nearby gauntlet. You know, the gauntlet in Titanfall? Yeah, that one. Anyway, the way he achieved the record was by launching himself across the finish line using a grenade. As he lay in the tri-egg, hours later, the doctors informed him that the damage done to his legs meant his daredevil days were over. That didn't sit well with Octavio, who turned to an old friend for help, Ajay Che, who he guilted into forging an order to replace his legs with bionic ones. So Octane basically guilt-tripped his friend into making him new legs. That seems kind of rude, not gonna lie. Suddenly, able to repair his limbs at a moment's notice, Octavio decided petty online stunts weren't enough. The ultimate adrenaline rush the Apex game was calling. Now he's going to become an Apex champion, doing the most incredible death-defying moves anyone's ever seen. Maybe in the arena. He won't be so bored. He's kind of like Saitama from One Punch Man, because he's so bored. Get it? Yeah, you get it? That joke isn't funny. Moving on is tip number 6, which is gonna be the guns that Octane should run. Now, since Octane is such a in-your-face type of legend and not a campy far-back legend, Octane should run close to mid-range weapons like the CAR SMG, R301, R99, all the shotguns, marksman rifles, and maybe the wingman, depending on where you use it. But if you want a gun like that, then just get the alternator. It's a pretty good SMG. Guns you shouldn't use are snipers, because most Octanes that know their role in the game are never far back and snipe people. So never use snipers unless you are doing close range charge rifle and no scopes, like this clip on my YouTube streams. Shameless plug! Tip number 7 is going to be how to use your stim if you're trying to run away. Now, don't stim to run away if you have like 2 health, because the stim won't kill you, but I guarantee that the person that you are running away from will be able to kill you before you get out of their line of sight. The way you should do it if you need to run away is in a situation where you are behind cover and you don't have a lot of health left and there's no time to heal. And you also know they're pushing you. then just stim away because you are behind cover, so you should be able to get away. Make sure you know where you're going or else it was all for nothing. Tip number 8 is going to be how to push your enemies. Now, don't push in all willy-nilly because if you push a team by yourself while your teammates are far away from you, then you'll just get demolished and die. So I suggest pushing if you know they are low. Now, if you don't know where they are but saw them run away, a quick little tip is to deploy your jump pad, then when you go on it, punch, and you should just bounce up straight, and this gives you a good watch point to find the team that ran away. Now, the best combo wombo for pushing a team that low is to stim, throw your jump pad, then crouch and just beam those guys like a boss. Tip number 9 is some extra bonus stuff you can do with the bounce pad. You can throw a lot of traps and projectiles on the pad, and it'll go flying and activate once it hits the ground. You can throw grenades, thermites, arc stars, and caustic traps. A smart way for your team to use your bounce pad, but make sure no one else can sneak up on you and use it, is to use it, then midair shoot at it, and it probably takes a clip of ammo depending on what gun you're using and your attachments. Tip number 10 is not really a tip, but just some cool facts about Octane. Octane is the highest picked legend with a 12.4% pick rate and is one of the few legends with a double-digit pick rate. Now, Octane is a really good legend, and even pros use this legend. So if your playstyle is up and in your face, I suggest picking Octane. He also has a pretty dope heirloom, the butterfly knife. Well, guys, that wraps up the video. That was 10 tips on how to get better at Octane, and I hope it helps some of you noobs to get better at the game or refresh some of you pros. Either way, I hope you learned something new, but that's all the time we have today. Signing off, LazerFazer. Bye, guys. It's